welcome to Living Magically. I'm your host, Magical Michelle, and it's another Magical Monday here in my world. And of course, it doesn't matter when you're watching this week, it is a magical week. And a lot of people could be afraid of some of the astrological components of this week, but I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid, but get really intentional. Get really clear. So let's talk about what is going on with the energy this week. And we might be feeling first that little bit of an energy hangover that's coming off that full moon from last week. There's a ripple effect and people are saying it's so intense. Well, it is so intense. There's a ton going on. We have Cancer, which is illuminated by the moon and loves the moon. It's intense. The moon is disseminating now. It's getting smaller in the sky, working up to that Cancer new moon that'll be happening on the 24th. If you want to capitalize on that, I do have something really special for you that we're going to be doing next week. I have a manifesting workshop that's free. I wanted to make sure that money was no reason for someone not to be manifesting in this time frame. So if you want to come to my manifesting workshop, it's next week. We will be capitalizing on that new moon and its potency and all of that juiciness with the Cancer new moon. But in the meantime, what's happening is that we have an amazing amount of shockwaves happening. We've got the Schumann resonance yet again, or should I say still, resonating at the top of the charts, literally going off the charts. This is an entire global reset where all the planets are. This is astrology we've never seen before. We've got a review period coming up, and to do that, we're getting both the Earth having its high Schumann resonance, and this is why people are having headaches, and this is why people are feeling a little bit of fatigue and the need to reset and the need to sleep and the need to rest. And my answer to you is, please do. If you feel like your body needs downtime, give it the downtime it's asking for. This is really important right now. And we also have solar flares. We have big, huge galactic alignments. We've got this window that we're moving through until August 20th that is so potent, so powerful, and so regenerating. And in that, what I'll say is, whether you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday, we're right at the beginning of a Saturn retrograde. Saturn is the planet of karma, and it's going into reverse, and it's going to start in Aries, that 0 point analytical degree of Aries, and it's going to also move into Pisces, where it has been for a long time, and then it moved out. And we breathed this sigh of relief when it moved into Aries, but now it's in this little review period until November. And so what we're doing here is we're reviewing where we are, where we've been, and where we want to go. And this little bit of Aries, reviewing it in Aries, the portion that's happening right now is, what do I really want? How can I get out of the shoulda, woulda, couldas? How can I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, move forward? And it may seem a little bit counterintuitive because right after that, later this week, we have Mercury going into retrograde. And when Mercury goes into retrograde, a lot of people get really like, oh, I'm not going to make any decisions. I'm not going to do anything. And this particular time, it's a little bit different. It is in the sign of Leo. It's going to be a Mercury retrograde full of doing what you should have done in the first place. So if there's been something you've been putting off, something that you haven't been doing that you know you need to do, something you've started, maybe you've started it 10 times. This is the perfect time to move forward. Again, lots of retrogrades, and yet there's this energy of how do I create momentum? So we're reviewing our mistakes, what's worked, what's not worked. We're reviewing our relationships, what's worked, what's not worked. Because of where it all falls, you might see rekindled relationships in this time frame. You might see picking up something that you've had, that you've been working on, that you need to finish, and seeing it have this piece where you've been trying to finish something for a really long time, and you are finally, there was a missing piece, and now you finally have the answer. So it's time to finish it. There might be something that you have been wanting to do for a really long time, and it's time to finally commit. So this is the one Mercury retrograde where I'm going to say book the flight, go on the trip, do the thing. I'm going to say it's, if you have been putting it off, there's no better time than the present to do it, and to do it all the way. And if you're like, but I've done it before, I tried to do it and I failed. This is that Saturn piece where you're getting to have a fresh start on an old idea, an old project, an old version. And it's still going to be a better version of you now, because everything that's happened with your life comes to fruition here. It's kind of like you've been preparing for this your entire lifetime. And because of all the karma, I'm even going to say maybe you've been preparing for it even in past lives. This is that karmic and astrological and cosmic time of grace, really. I'm going to be talking about this a lot, even on Saturday. We don't even have the event link yet, but we've decided to share a little bit about your ancient future timeline. So if you're interested in that, it'll be a free call on Saturday, and you know how crystals and oils and things can start helping you connect to your karma. And if you want to go really deep on that, Rima and I are going to be doing an entire workshop over the 8/8 portal weekend in Kansas City. And, you know, if you want to know more about any of that, drop me a link, send me a private message, and we'll get you signed up for that free information call on Saturday. And it's this week coming up on Saturday. But I know that whatever you've got going on, this is that time to invite your deepest soul level work to come forward. This is that time to really connect to your heart's desire. This is that time where you feel like maybe you've been preparing your entire lifetime for something, and now is the time. So there's an activation going on through this entire fall season, really potent until August 20th. Seriously, still all kinds of massive review until the end of the year with all of these retrogrades. It has never been quite like this before. All new signs, and then these review periods. So we have a lot of opportunity to create the life of our dreams. And again, sometimes people go, oh my goodness, it's a retrograde. I am going to go hole up and be silent. And I'm going to invite you to get really, really honest with yourself. I'm going to invite you to step out of your comfort zone. I'm going to invite you to step into the version of you that was always meant to be here. If you feel like you have a guided mission, if you feel like this is something you have been waiting your entire life for, the answer is you have. This is what we've been waiting for. And in the chaos is where everything gets created. So if we're in a place where literally old structures are being torn down, we're releasing parts of our soul, and we're doing it quickly. We have quick, active, karmic healings happening. We can remember things from past lives. We can even remember things from the future in this moment, because what we're doing is we're getting a connection to our ancient past, our future version of us, and we're here to step in. Hence the reason for all these workshops, hence the reason why I am inviting you to move forward without fear, but instead with certainty. Whatever it is that your mind, your heart, your body, your soul is calling to, if you're coming up with it in this time, in this review cycle, this is a time to act. So whatever that may be, whatever you feel like you're supposed to be bringing to the world, and people are being called to be activated. And what's interesting, oops, I just knocked my camera. Okay, so what's really interesting about everything is that grid workers are being called to be in places. So if you've had a hint of someplace you're supposed to go, like I'm always called to be in Egypt, especially with this particular fall equinox and all the astrology. There's an eclipse season coming, of course, and I've been called to be in the eclipse portal in Egypt. So if you want to be in that eclipse portal with me, we have a couple of slots available. I have one more slot to fill for sure, and I can do these last pieces just in this next couple of weeks. But wherever you're looking to be, an eclipse portal is going to activate you. So that's going to happen. There's an eclipse right on the fall equinox. And whatever you're doing right now, whatever you're setting in motion in this Mercury retrograde, in this Saturn retrograde, this Pluto retrograde is going to be taking you forward. Whatever you're activating in the coming months, especially in the eclipse portal that's happening around the fall equinox. And it's interesting because we have the eclipses right at the 9-9 energy. So we have the 999 portal, we have a lunar eclipse, then we have a solar eclipse, and it's all boom, boom, boom. And that's coming up in September. So right now, you are in this karmic window of grace. You're in this karmic window of setting you up for your future self and to be connecting to and touching on this aspect of who am I, what am I here for, why am I supposed to be here? And instead of being victim, because I do know that it's hard to look at what's going on in the world right now and not say, oh, I'm gonna feel bad, I'm gonna feel sorry, I'm gonna feel scared. Instead of doing that, say, of course I'm here. Of course I can make a difference. Of course, with certainty, I am part of the solution. And how do I serve? How do I connect to my greatness? How do I connect to my manifestations? And what is that being called to me right now? And it's really beautiful. I personally feel somewhat excited about it. And this window, as I'm seeing it, of the greatest opportunity of our entire lives that we've had up until this day, and maybe maybe we'll never have a window this great in our entire lives again. It's our opportunity to shift our soul level activation. It's our opportunity to use this Mercury retrograde to completely review our path. Use this Saturn retrograde to look at what karma can we heal, what karma from past lives can we release, what karma can we move forward on in a new direction. What did my soul come here to act upon? Why am I feeling this desire inside of me? And how do I go from A to Z in rapid quantum leaps? And I do feel that very strongly in my bones, my blood, my bones, my breath, that this is a time of quantum jumping, of quantum leaping, of if you understand the laws of the universe, if you are ready to jump, and if you don't necessarily know those and you want some guidance, let me know. But I know a lot of you already do. A lot of you are already in that jump space. And maybe it's that you just need to be in a container, in a group setting to be able to witness that for yourself. Because I do know being surrounded by people who are not in the same frequency can bring us down. So I'm going to encourage you to rest, review, and if you can't find alignment with the people around you, take some space for yourself. Stay in your own energy. Stay in the quantum jump. Stay in the soul evolution energy. And don't get bogged down, because it's our frequency of love. It's our frequency of hope. It's our frequency of our greater vision that's going to bring the evolving changes to fruition with grace and ease and love and joy. That's what's required of us right now. It is required of us to be doing our soul level work. It's required of us to leap and jump and get into alignment. And that means doing your body work. That means doing your meditation. That means going back to the basics. And the basics are the key, the foundation, the evolution. It's simple, but not easy, right? Alignment and coherence and harmony come from activating yourself through correct aligned action, correct, clear mindset. And a review period's how we get clarity. And that's what's coming. And then we have this sweet little new moon coming up in a few weeks. We have beautiful, lovely, juicy time in history, once in a lifetime, right here, right now. So if this all seems a little too much, always come back to your center. Always come back to, what does my heart say? Come back to, what is my desire? What is my hope? What is my dream? And every time you feel yourself going down a negative rabbit hole or getting connected to lack or doubt or fear, recommit to the timeline that you're invested in. Recommit to your soul level desire. And when it feels like there is hopelessness, recommit to just one simple, what's my next aligned action? What can I do right now to be in harmony? What can I do right now? So I go back to what I said earlier, book the call, book the trip, write the book, start the podcast. I don't care what it is that you have been on the fence about. This is that key moment. It is alignment. It is the time. It is the soul evolving with great expansion. And that's what always happens is we feel the contraction. We cannot make change unless we expand. We are the vessel. We are the light. We are the human heartbeat walking around creating miracles. You, every breath you take, every part of your function, every part of your body is a living, breathing miracle. Every part of you. And I want you to remember that. My invitation here is to take a deep breath and remember your perfection. Remember your heart. Remember your coherence. Remember your alignment. Remember your magic. We're waking up. And we can do that. To do that, I use oils and crystals and theta healing and meditation. And we can do that together. If you want, reach out. If you already know what to do, this is your reminder to just go back to what you already know to do and do the thing, because we all get off track. This is that time to just come back to who you really are with a renewed sense of hope and clarity. You're gonna see clarity come in over the next 40 days or so, and even deeper by the end of the year. I promise you that you will have a path that is clear by the end of the year. And the only person that's probably in your way is you right now. And that's what this cycle is all about. Getting out of your own way, getting out of the excuses, creating the devotion, creating the discipline, creating the habit stacking. If you're not sure what book to read, 2 books about that are really great. One is Atomic Habits, that talks about habit stacking. And one of my other most favorite books out there is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So these are a couple of books that can, if you're like not sure what to do, these are a good way to start your resources. And more importantly, just take a couple deep breaths, get centered, and remember that you're the miracle. Magic comes from remembering you're the miracle. And if you need help remembering that, send me a private message. We'll have a quick phone call and we'll decide what either I can do or you can do on your own to get you back in that straight line going forward without fear and without doubt. And instead, remembering I'm the miracle, I'm in certainty, I'm in magic, I am the magic. There's no better time than now. And with all of that, breathe. Be nice to people. Remember, everybody else is going through this too. And we can't take back our words. We can't take back an email. We can't take back anything that we send. So before you hit send or you open your mouth, take a pause. I just made this mistake myself. I sent something without fully going over it, and it really didn't come across the way I intended it to. And I had to come back and apologize. So if there's a misunderstanding, the best you can do after that is to take accountability. But take it from me, one of the better ways to do it is with Mercury going retrograde, with a couple of planets in review cycles. Review what you intend to say, review what you're sending out, whether that's email, a newsletter, whether that's a text message, anything that you're putting out into the world. Take a moment before you send, or if you really want to have a conversation that's deep, take a moment, really think about what you want to say and how you want to be perceived, and maybe even how that other person would be hearing it. See it from their perspective a little bit, so that maybe instead of just trying to get your point across, you can say it in a way that they can hear it, that they're available to receive your message. That's one of the things I pray for, is that when I convey a message, that they understand it in the way that I intended it. And with all of that, have yourself a beautiful and magical, powerful, karmic week. Live magically.